What happens when a small nation finally stands up to a giant? When a country that has been silent for 50 years suddenly says, enough, no more, it ends today? For the first time in decades, Papua New Guinea has sent a message across the ocean, a message that cannot be ignored, softened, or misinterpreted. And that message came from one man, Minister Richard Maru. Today's story comes from a major statement delivered by the Minister for International Trade and Investment, Honorable Richard Maru, during the National Trade Actors Workshop in Port Moresby. Maru boldly declared that PNG can no longer accept the massive trade imbalance with Australia, where Australia benefits billions from PNG, while PNG struggles to export even basic goods into their market. From the ban on PNG ox and palm to Australia's strict biosecurity rules, to the lack of investment in PNG's core industries, Maru said enough is enough. He confirmed that PNG will pursue a new trade direction, including a comprehensive economic partnership agreement, CEPA, similar to what exists with the European Union, to create fair, mutually beneficial bilateral trade. Maru also affirmed PNG will not be part of PACER, plus PNG will demand fair access for its exports. Australia must treat PNG as a mature, sovereign nation. Hard decisions will be made after his upcoming talks with Australian Minister Don Farrell. PNG is seeking CEPAs with UAE, Japan, South Korea, India, and more. This moment signals a potential turning point in PNG's economic future. For over 50 years, PNG has been locked in a trade relationship where the benefits flow in only one direction. Let's break down the major underlying issues. 1. The trade imbalance is not an accident. It is a structure. Australia enjoys 27 billion Australian dollars in investment from PNG jobs created in their economy. Strong taxation benefits. Easy access to PNG's natural resources. Meanwhile, PNG struggles to export even canned fish, despite successfully exporting it by the truckload to the European Union. This signals a deeper structural reality. PNG has been treated as a marketplace, not a partner. 2. Biosecurity standards or hidden barriers. Australia's biosecurity laws make it nearly impossible for PNG goods to enter their shelves. Yet the same goods, especially fish, easily enter European markets. This raises serious questions. Are the standards too strict? Are they being weaponized to protect Australian companies? Why isn't Australia helping PNG meet requirements the same way the EU does? The EU provides development aid, technical support, market access assistance, capacity building. Australia has not provided PNG similar pathways to meet their standards. This imbalance creates vulnerability and dependency. 3. The breaking point, ox and palm. When Australia quietly banned ox and palm, made with beef imported from Australia, canned in PNG by an Australian company, and didn't even notify PNG, it became the perfect example of disrespect. PNG was not treated as a partner. It was treated as an afterthought. 4. Minister Maru's new direction. Maru is signaling a bold shift away from passive diplomacy, a demand for equality, a readiness to retaliate if necessary, a call for sovereign dignity. His historic line, "I have a duty to the 10 million people of PNG," echoes the frustration many Papua New Guineans feel. 5. PNG's maturity as a nation. After 50 years, PNG's population has grown, its industries have expanded, its resource sector remains one of the richest in the region. Its people are more educated and globally aware. yet its economic outcomes do not reflect this potential. Maru's call is essentially a declaration of economic adulthood. 6. Regional strategy and a global shift. PNG seeking CEPAs with UAE, Japan, South Korea, India shows that PNG is no longer putting all its eggs in one Australian basket. Global diversification creates better bargaining strength, more trade opportunities, less dependency, more sovereignty, and far greater economic resilience. Australia must now decide, will they evolve with PNG or be left behind? Do you believe PNG has been treated fairly by Australia over the last 50 years? Should PNG start cutting off products from countries that don't respect us, just like Maru did with Fiji? Do you think Australia will agree to a CEPA that benefits PNG? How should PNG reduce dependency on Australia in the next 50 years? And the big one, is this the beginning of PNG's economic independence? Comment your thoughts below. Let's have a national conversation. For decades, PNG has operated as though we must accept the conditions set by bigger nations. We were taught that we were too small to negotiate, too divided to demand fairness, too dependent to choose our own path. But this speech from Minister Maru changes the conversation. It reminds us that sovereignty is not just about flag and anthem. It's about economic power. If PNG continues relying heavily on one partner, we will always be the junior brother in the relationship. But when we demand fairness, when we negotiate from strength, when we diversify our partnerships, we shift the balance. This is not about fighting Australia. It is about respecting ourselves. There comes a moment in every nation's story when it must choose either to rise or remain silent. PNG is standing at that moment now, and the lesson for us as individuals is profound. If you do not demand your value, no one will give it to you. Just like PNG, many of us allow unfair treatment because we don't want conflict. We fear losing relationships. We think we are too small to challenge bigger forces, but growth demands courage. PNG is learning to stand up, and so must we. Whether it's in your business, your education, your relationships, or your dreams, there is a time to stop accepting the status quo, a time to stop being silent, a time to stop shrinking. Let Minister Maru's message remind you, you are not small, you are not powerless, and you are not here to be taken advantage of. Stand up, speak up, demand your worth, and walk confidently toward the future you deserve.